All right, that is some interesting opinion coming through, but let's now talk about all of the cues that you should track as we move into this fresh trading session. We have our research team here with the trade setup. Ekta, Mangalam, Bahishta are all here to fill you in with everything that you should track today. Ekta, let me come to you first. We saw a hugely volatile session yesterday. How's it looking this morning?
Thanks for that. Well, yes, it has been volatile and choppy for the past couple of trading sessions for our markets. So yesterday, the markets did close flat following what was a range-bound session. The Sensex fell marginally, the Nifty as well, but the Nifty Bank did rather well. So FII's net sold around 3,208 crores in yesterday's trading session, and DII's net bought significantly as well. So that trend from FIIs in terms of selling continues. Now, the rupee, which was positive, clocked the biggest single-digit gain that we've seen in 2 months. Globally, US markets ended higher, Asia ended higher. Oil has gained around 2 to 3% overnight on global economic optimism, so do watch out for that. And the SGX is positive as well. You've been talking about it. There is caution likely ahead of the inflation data. So the US inflation for December is estimated to come in at around 6.5%, which would be lower than the 7.1% mark in the month of November and the peak of over 9% that we've seen in the middle of 2022. India inflation estimated this evening as well, estimated to come in at around 5.84%, which compares to around 5.88% in the previous month. Q3 numbers from the likes of Indices, HCL Tech, so we will be watching out for. Also watch out for metal stocks because copper, aluminium are at 6-month highs. So that would be another key trend to watch out for our markets.
All right, Ekta, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. But let's now also talk about the individual stocks that you should have on your radar today. Vahishta is here with that entire list. Vahishta, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Pavitra. Let me start off with Reliance, wherein Jio launches 5G services in various cities of Tamil Nadu and has invested over 40,000 crores for deploying 5G network in this state. HUL has completed the acquisition of 51% shareholding of ZV for 264 crores in the first tranche, and with this, ZV Ventures has become a subsidiary of HUL. Moving on to SBI, wherein the central government has extended the term of Mr. Sethi, who's the MD at SBI, for a period of 2 years with effect from the 20th of Jan. IIFL Wealth, a board meeting will be held on the 19th of Jan to consider declaration of interim dividend, stock split or bonus. And the last stock is Route Mobile, which has signed an SMS firewall solution and a connectivity service agreement with a leading mobile network operator in Sri Lanka, and Route Mobile will serve as the exclusive partner of the mobile network operator for a period of 2 years. Back to you.
All right, those are all of the stocks that we should watch for today. Vahishta, thanks a lot for that entire list. Finally, I'm going to hand it over to Mangalam, who's looking at all of the cues from the futures and options space.
Good morning. So yesterday was an extremely volatile session, and towards the end of the session we had just a 17-point dip to show that for. Well, it was a tug of war between FIIs and DIIs. The FIIs ramped up their cash selling, almost 3,200 odd crores, which is the largest that we've seen in the last few months. The DIIs, however, were bought about 2,400 crores, so that meant that net flows of close to 600 crores were out of the system. In index futures, there was unwinding on both longs as well as the short side. The FII long exposure still stands at 40%, with 60% of their positions being on the short side. The important data point that came in was a net sell of 1,200 crores in index options, and that's important because it's ahead of weekly options expiry. And out there, the FIIs unwound 13,000 long calls and bought 32,000 puts. So maybe they're protecting themselves for a potential downside. However, what will give bulls some happiness is the fact that we saw unwinding in short calls to the tune of 24,000 contracts, and importantly, we saw 50,000 puts being written. So that's telling you there is support at lower levels. What are the options which are active? 17,900 call is extremely active ahead of the weekly options expiry today. We saw an addition of 24 lakh shares out there for a premium of 63 odd rupees. So that's telling you that levels closer to that 18,000 mark might face some resistance. But here's where the support comes in. 17,800 put. That's seen a writing of close to around, 26 lakh shares for a premium of 24 odd rupees. These writers are eyeing a range of 1775 at the lower end to around 1795 at the upper end itself. The Nifty December low at 17,774 is important to watch out for at the lower level.
All right, we will watch out for those levels, and let's see how we move. Right now, we are getting a positive start. That's what the SGX is indicating. So let's see how the rest of the trading session pans out. Ekta, Mangalam, Vahishta, thank you very much for joining us. But with that, it's time for a short break on the show.